Welcome to the world of necromancy and death magic, a vastness of mystery that is often misunderstood. In this current, wherever death flows, so do the powers of this path, which is what makes this ancient current truly limitless. Those who swim through death's current will be pulled into various cultures, religions, and magical paradigms and systems. They will meet with demons, angels, jinns, gods, goddesses, the dead, and many other types of beings. Death awaits you. It awaits us all. Do not wait until you are dead to answer her call. Necromancy and death magic is a current of sorcery misunderstood, and because of its connections to the decaying and the dead, New Agers have unfortunately branded this type of magic with a weird edginess over the past couple of years. If I were to ask a group of individuals to imagine a necromancer, they would unfortunately imagine a hooded man prancing around in a cemetery with human bones, weird gothic makeup, and engaging in morbid strange acts. That isn't necromancy. That isn't death magic. That is the result of an individual's projection and imposing their own edgier style onto their own resonated path. Over the years of experience, experimentation, and journeying through the many, many regions of death. From being under tutelage of the dark disincarnate master of necromancy and many deities contained herein within this crooked path, I have compiled loads of applicable knowledge which I have combined into a singular tome, which delivers unto the reader a blueprint, which if followed will allow the reader the keys to step through the ancient back door, to fall and immerse themselves into the limitless underlying current of death itself, to have access to the various underworlds, to form alliances with demons, angels, spirits, gods, goddesses, and all deathly entities, to tutor you, guide you, to bestow upon you the gifts, curses, knowledge, and powers into your hands. Contained during this tome are the vital components to walking this path. This work is littered with necromantic rituals, spells, recipes, concoctions, and magical constructions, including exercises, channeled gnosis, spiritual tongues, incantations, invocations, prayers, instructions to open gateways into various spiritual abodes and underworlds, meditations, initiations, and so much more. Herein you will encounter various entities such as Azrael, Santa Muerte, Az Jahi, Nergal, Ereshkigal, and some of the oldest, most ancient beings in all of existence. Learn how to construct ritualistic masks, talismanic tablets, magical portals, elixirs, oils, recipes, sorcerous relics, and items of extreme necromantic power. Besides the various applications of sorcerous information within the pages of the tome, there are crucial information within the path of necromancy and death magic that is contained herein. Necromancy or death magic is the underlying current which flows through all cultures, religions, spiritual systems, and path workings. Those that can fully align with the current correctly is initiated into the secrets. Death acts as a backdoor into all systems without the need for traditional initiations, allowing the necromancer to conjure forth demons, angels, gods, goddesses, jinns, spirits, and so forth to do their absolute will. In this work you will be able to create alliances with one of the most formidable forces in existence, death itself. I have spoken to a few necromancers and have shared with them some of my work. A few of them will praise it and love it, whilst others will dismiss it and even threaten me over it, stating it's too controversial and that it's too different. And yes, that's what I believe progress should look like: controversial, innovative, different, and unique. Contained herein this work are rites of raising literal armies of the dead, working with the oldest and forgotten gods, jinns, devils, and so on, undergo internal black alchemy, changing the spiritual anatomy to becoming a lightning rod for these forces, then become its vessel, and then become death personified, and then even deified as a living god or goddess yourself of death. Yet all that has been revealed to me here may sound like a lot, yet it is only a taste of what this tome has to offer.
Greetings, C.Kendall here, and today I'm here to unveil my first ever standalone work. Many of you may know me from my contributions to the Demonic Gatekeeper series, 9 Demonic Gatekeeper series that is, where I was featured in the Lucifer's Compendium, Beelzebub Compendium, Compendium of Baal, Asmodeus Compendium, and as well as the final Compendium of Satan. Many of you also may know me from other platforms like forums, as well as my own channel, The Infernal Obelisk. And today, I'm here to unveil my first ever standalone grimoire that I will be releasing to become a living god. This is called the Necromancer, Path of the Descended Masters. This work is an accumulation of experiments, experiences, research, and being under the tutelage of many necromantic deities. This book promises to teach the aspiring necromancer everything that they need to know for dark ascent, descent, and the becoming upon this crooked path. You know, I'd be lying if I said that I came to necromancy and knew everything. I'd be lying if I would say it was an easy ride. You see, I've always been gravitated to the more darker paths in spirituality. Not that I haven't worked with the light or benevolent forces, of course I have. You have to experience both, right? But I've always been gravitated to the paths that were warned about and were whispers about. And necromancy is definitely one of those currents. It is one of those paths. And I dived into it foolishly. I dived into it like almost everybody else, thinking that they can just summon these forces and just command these powers at will, and everything will be fine. You're stepping into the world of the dead and of death. It's not going to go down how you think it's going to go down. And I'll be honest with you, my life crumbled into pieces. However, that was until I met a spirit. Not a demon, not an angel, not a god. A disincarnate master named Anuas. This descended master came to me one night as I was just sitting down in the cemetery, and came to my aid and would give me the keys to power and the keys to knowledge that I was looking for. And that was the very ignition that started this book in the very first place. It is a tome of a descended master. Many of you might be asking, well, what are the descended masters? You have the ascended masters, which are disincarnate masters that are avatars of the source, that are avatars of the middle path, the brotherhood of the white cloth. And then you have the descended masters, the parallels them. They are the descended masters, they are the brothers and sisters of the black cloth. And amongst them is a master who knew the ways of death, who knew the ways of putrefaction and the dead. I cleared up all the misconceptions on necromancy, as well as all the needed information that the aspiring necromancer needs to understand. I describe the absolute dangers of death and necromancy and cut out all of the BS. Many necromancers have come on videos and platforms such as this and have bragged about being sick or unhealthy or ill. And I'm here to tell you now, that is not ascent, that is not growth, and that is not becoming. That is pure idiocy of an individual that thinks that by being grotesque, physically and spiritually, that somehow they are becoming one with death. In a sense they are, but to what end? An end of suffering and torment. However, in this book are the keys how you can become one with death, immerse yourself into this current, plug and inject yourself into this frequency, of death magic and necromancy and still maintain your own vitality, your own health, and your own sanity. There are many necromancers that have just written these works, given them to the masses, and have almost said that these illnesses and insanity is what we should be looking for. No, I completely disagree. That is not a path of growth. That is going backwards. We're here to go forwards. The necromancer understands that we should balance the scales of both death and life, not favour one over the other. It is a balance. It is a state within the self to, yes, be completely immersed into death, to drown yourself in that abysmal underlying current, and simultaneously maintain your own health, your own integrity, your own light within the darkness. And that is what this book does. I mean, what else can I say? Many rituals, meditations, exercises, gnosis, sigils, rituals, spiritual concoctions, techniques and magical methods. Incredibly a huge amount I had squeezed into this tome. And it was some squeezing, I can assure you. I cut out all the BS, all the page fillers contained within this piece, and deliver onto you exactly what you need. And here's the thing, with this necromantic tome, with this grimoire, I am here to tell you that you can use it however you see fit. If you do not want to go and build the dead altar, go and create the necromantic nexus, to go and create these ancient ritual relics and create the huge temple of a necromancer, if you don't want to do that, there's still many methods, exercises, rituals and concoctions that you can still make within this tome. This is a template, the ultimate template for the aspiring necromancer, and it's perfect for necromancers that have been on this path for years and are looking for a new subcurrent, looking for a new, fresh perspective on death magic and necromancy. Like many of my fellow brothers and sisters that have been in this crooked path for years and have seen and heard about this work and are now really wanting to get their hands onto it.
So what are you waiting for? Don't forget to check out Become a Living God and get your hands on this necromantic gem. The Necromancer, Path of the Descended Masters. Goodbye for now.